We've heard it time and time again. There is distrust around taking the vaccine in minority communities. But why? Experts from across the country and right here in the Valley tackle these topics during a virtual forum tonight. It was organized by Hudson Alpha. They say the hesitancy is deeply rooted with effects that still linger.
The issue of trust will never be overcome. 400 years of slavery, it's impactful. When we think about Tuskegee experiments, syphilis was put in our community. I was 7 years old when it ended. It ended in 1972.
This was the second forum held. Find more information on rocketcitynow.com.